Hello and welcome back to Wisdom Warriors. A big thank you to our subscribers and extending a very warm welcome to new subscribers. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can make huge savings by propagating this year's Coleus plants to make new plants for next spring. Coleus grow very well in the spring and summer months of the year and part of autumn, but sadly they die in the autumn, late autumn, because the temperatures drop and they cannot thrive in low temperatures. And so I've discovered that one way of avoiding buying new plants every year is to propagate them, and therefore you're just reinventing your own plants year in, year out. Coleus are native to Asia, Africa, and Australia, among other parts of the world, so they don't have this problem. They grow and thrive really, really well in these countries. So this video is for everybody, but I'm sure that people who live in countries with cold winters will be particularly interested. So enjoy the video. A few weeks ago, I made a video showing how to care for Coleus plants, and I said that I would show you how to propagate them when the time came. So at the time, I had 6 very, very healthy plants. Today, I'm going to show you 3 of them. The other 3 I've had to propagate already because they couldn't withstand the sudden drop in temperatures that we had last week. I managed to put the other 3 inside the house so that they were in warmer conditions. And today I'm going to show you how to propagate those 3. This plant was beautiful a few weeks ago, and this is all that's left of it. And so I am going to make, I can see maybe 6 or 7 new plants from this one. This is what's left of this one. It's still quite big, but you can see the leaves are really droopy and hanging, and the coloration has that lovely colors it had before is fading, and it's still quite big, so I think I'll manage to get quite a lot of new plants from this one. And the third one is this lovely reddish brown one, which was really lovely and big before. But again, this is all that's left of it, nothing at the back there. So you can see just how badly the cold affects these plants. So I'm going to propagate this one as well. And I can see just by looking at it that I'll manage to get about 6 or 7 plants from it. So I'm ready to start propagating now. I've got all the things that I need here. I've got some equipment. I've got garden shears for cutting the stems. If you don't have garden shears, you can use scissors. I've got some plastic cups here. I've got some big plastic cups. I've got some little ones as well, because I'm going to immerse the stems in the plastic cups. I've also got, just to show you that any container will do, it doesn't have to be plastic cups. I've got a yogurt tub there, a big one, and I've got a small cottage cheese tub there. So just to show you that any plastic container that will hold water for the stems will do. I've got water, of course, because the stems are going to be immersed in water, and some tissue just in case of spillage. And yeah, so I'm ready to go now. So join me in this propagation process. Okay, so step 1 is to take the cuttings by cutting about 4 to 6 inches of the stem, like that, 4 to 6 inches. Okay, and then making sure that you cut just below where there is a node. Okay, because that node there is where the new roots are going to grow from. So just below that node there, like that. Okay, nice and sharp instrument or equipment. Okay, so taking the cuttings, that's one there. Another one, I'll take another one from here. Okay, that's another one. So I've got two there from this plant, this lovely plant. Okay, I've got this one here. This one's only, you can see it's a little bit smaller than the others, but it will do just as well. I'm just going to cut it right there, just under that node there. So we've still got a node there where the roots will come out of. Then another one there. Cut it just under the node, like that. Remove any leaves that are dead. Another one. Cut it right there, like that. Okay, that's I think that's how many? 5. Another one there. And one more tiny one there. See, that tiny one will do very well. So I did predict quite well. I thought I'd get about 6 or 7 from that particular plant, and I've got 7. So I'm very pleased with that. Step 2 is to prepare the cuttings for submersion in water. So what you need to do is to pinch off any leaves that might get in the way or might be submerged in water, because you don't want any leaves in the water, because they will start rotting inside the water. So you need a nice, it doesn't matter if you only end up with just a few small leaves at the top, like that. So that's one done. That's from that plant. There's this one here. Let's remove all these. I know they look so lovely. It's painful to have to remove them, but just think about all the beautiful plants that you're going to create next summer. Okay, so there's that one. You can even remove that one and that one. So you're left with just those 3 there. Let's try this one. Okay, there's oh, I'm going to make this one a little bit shorter actually. I think it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to remove this one. I'll see if I can use it separately. I'm going to cut under that node there, like that. The other thing you need to do is to remove all the flowers, these little things that grow at the top here, which actually don't really serve much purpose. I think the beauty of these plants is the foliage, and the flowers just take up nutrients that the rest of the plant needs. So if you remove all the flowers, it will promote root growth. I'm just going to show you another one which has still got flowers on it. Yeah, so this is what I mean by the flower, this bit here. So that those need to be removed so that the cutting gets sufficient water and nutrients for the root growth. So yeah, so just preparing them, making sure that they're ready. Any leaves that are looking tired or half dead, they're not required anymore. So that is stage 2. Step 3 is to put the cuttings in water. So I'm going to take the bigger ones, these ones here, and I'm going to put them in this big plastic cup here, like that, making sure that they're nicely immersed in water. The leaves should not go inside the water, so I'm going to have to remove these two leaves there, because they spoil the, oh, I know, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to remove this whole thing here and that, sadly. Okay, and now when I put it in the water, you can see there are no leaves inside the water. Okay, as I said before, if you have leaves in the water, well, maybe I haven't said it before, but the leaves rot, and then they don't, it gives it a really nasty look. So those big ones will go in there, and the little ones will go in, where is that? Let me put some water in here for the little ones. Okay, so the little ones will go in here. Okay, like that. The reason why I like using plastic cups is so that I can see what's going on inside. I can see the development. I can see when the roots start coming out, how they're growing. I need to see if I need to maybe take some of the plants out, the stems out, and put them in another container so that they're not crowded, because the roots can grow quite big. Take, for example, this one. Some of these I propagated a few weeks ago because there were some leaves falling off the plants many weeks ago, actually. And as you can see, this one has developed massive roots already, very, very big roots. So imagine if you had 6 of them in there, all the roots would get entangled, and then it wouldn't be good for the plants. And then separating them when it comes to planting in the spring would be an issue. So yeah, that's why I like to use see-through plastic cups so that I can see what's going on inside. So this I propagated some weeks ago, this big one, and I also propagated these little ones at the same time, and you can see that their roots have also started growing like that. Yeah, so those ones are a little bit ahead of the others. Now, no matter how big the roots are for this one, it will have to wait until spring before it is planted. So you can imagine how big those roots are going to be by springtime. Now, how do you care for these cuttings? Well, the cups or the containers need to be placed in places where there's direct light, but not direct sunlight, because direct sunlight will just scorch the leaves. And so at the end of this video, when I finish here, I will show you the areas where where I'm going to place the cups, because they're going to be there for a very, very long time. So they need to have sufficient light for root growth, and also to sustain the freshness of the foliage. The water needs to be changed every few weeks, so that you keep the cuttings and the containers looking nice and fresh and clean. And also, when the roots start to grow really big and long, you need to entangle them. If you've got more than one cutting in a pot, you need to separate them so that they're not growing inside each other. And that way, when you come to planting in the spring, it will be easier to just take them out of the container, the water container, and into compost or soil. So you can see how easy it is to multiply your Coleus plants. I mean, from the three plants that I propagated today, I think I've got about 20 new cuttings for 20 new plants next spring. And don't forget that I propagated 3 others a few days ago. So you're talking about over 40 new plants that I'll have in the spring. Um, Now, I don't have a garden. My plants grow on the balcony, and I don't have enough room for all of them on the balcony because I have various other plants on the balcony. And I know that certain friends and family have already put in their orders for Coleus next spring. So yes, I'm very ready and willing to share because I don't know what I'll do with the excess numbers, to be honest. And so, yeah, so I'm very willing and ready to share, as I said. So now I'm just going to show you where the areas that I'm going to place the containers where the cuttings will receive sufficient light and will hopefully grow really well in readiness for planting next spring. This is a nice spot on a ledge with a window behind. So these cuttings will get sufficient light all the time during the day. This is another good spot next to the balcony door. Good, sufficient light during the day. You can never go wrong with the kitchen windowsill as well. Thank you for watching my video. I hope that the information I have given will be useful. If you live in a country where it's starting to get cold now, this is the time to propagate your Coleuses and to look forward to some lovely new plants next spring. Please feel free to leave a comment or to ask any questions you have, and I will gladly answer them. Until my next plant video, bye.